I hope this is what we go into.
There's a lot of people here.
Your tennis shoes really match your shirt really well.
It's good.
The blue.
Be careful not to trip over this track.
Yeah. Be careful. You didn't get this. I got this ginger. This is specialty cinema. You didn't get this. So we have to look at that too. See, there's different names for it. We're only at the human. We're not into anything else, right? I mean, Fantasyland, is that all separate attractions? One of them is. Nate loves candy corn.
But the castle is smaller than I remember. What's that?
They're not exactly alike, the SeaWorld and Disneyland. I'll tell you, oh, that looks so good.
What is it?
Yeah, we're going there later. They have these kind of places all throughout. But that one's the best. Yeah, they took my purse. I couldn't have it. Yeah. I thought, well, I guess it's not like the airport. They do? Where did you read that?
Oh, that's... I did that when I was a kid.
It's a fun one, though.
Ooh, Indiana Jones, that's a good one.
Isn't Indiana Jones down here or something?
Practicing their terror with ghoulish delight.
Oh, that's the elevator.
Turn you back now. Our tour begins here at the gallery, where you see paintings of some of our guests as they appeared in their corruptible, mortal state.
I don't think it's a sudden drop. No, it's slow. It's very slow, and the ceiling will change. It's like, it looks pretty stable.
I'm trying a movie of
Look
this.
at his gargoyles.
Kindly drag your bodies away from the wall. Lay them to rest in the dead center of the gallery.
Center. Oh, I'm gonna die. And those cool little gargoyles.
Your cadaverous pallor betrays an aura of foreboding.
Oh yeah, they do.
Almost as though you sense a disquieting nervousness.
Look at he's got his under.
Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
I wish I got a picture of that.
Didn't mean to frighten you prematurely. The real chills come later. Now, look around and you can see it. And let's all stay together.
I'm going with Ginger. You're going with Ginger? In the ride. No, those two go together. Yeah, we are. We all go together. Yeah, I know that.
There are several prominent ghosts who have retired here from the creepy old crypt. Actually, we have 999 happy haunts here. But there's room for 1,000. Any volunteers? If you insist on lagging behind, you may have many
Oh, we missed the whole thing.
Okay. That will carry you into the moldering sanctum of the spirit world will accommodate you and heed this warning. The spirits will materialize only if you remain safely seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. And watch your children, please.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuide a los pequeñitos. Y ahora, prepare.
Who's doing that?
Not us.
Kindly remain seated in your doom.
Oh,
yeah.
And the ghost will follow you home.
I consider an angel Christian, the three of them.
Please exit by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on a moving.
At the bottom of your eye, they seem funny like when you're looking at them. Not light. Disney World.
Look at all the gold.
Let's go steal it. Let's hop out. Let's get some of that booty. It's probably.
Wave to the camera.
Oh.
It's just steam, I think.
Tales there be aplenty in this country.
There's a famous pirate ship. Oh, they're gonna have a cannonball fight. Let's do it.
Belay there, you folks of swamp. And now, you biz rats, do I hear 6? Who makes it 6?
I'll give you 7.
The key is right there, what I wouldn't give to see the look on Captain Jack Sparrow's face when he used to look at only me what's got the goods. Keep studying the map.
Space cruisers have been temporarily halted. Please remain seated. Your mission will resume shortly. Attention, Space Rangers. Your space cruisers will now be restarted. Prepare to resume your mission. Now active. You're now back in your space cruiser. Well, your space shuttle is now active. Begin setting your space
I'm at level 3.
Get the 7 shoulders and determine your rank. Don't forget to holster those blasters.
Level 3, 61,200. I got 61,200.
Good job, Space Ranger. Exit station to the right. Good job, Space Ranger. Exit Space Cruiser to the right. Good job, Space Ranger. Exit Space Cruiser to the right. Good job.
I got my glasses here. I got never my glasses though.
This path leads to timeless. Look into my eyes. Your path now leads to the gate of
Mr. Jones!
pictures of the production going on. They are going to let us drive right by them, so we should be able to show you guys a little bit of production today. Normally they don't let us do that. So there will be some points I'm going to have to ask them to make sure they put their cameras down. If I don't say that, don't take all the pictures you guys. Like, I'm going to show you guys around 110 acres today. Our lot's basically divided into two different sections. We have our fast lot, which is all of our fake cities we've created. And we have our sound stages in the front lot. We're going to take you guys into some actual sound stages so you guys can see some of the current shows. We also have a museum we're going to show you guys. I said one of us is dedicated to all Harry Potter, and we have a Batman surprise on the bottom floor. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Do you mean Batman fan? Yeah. Does anyone know how old Batman is this year? 75? Yeah. Looks pretty good for his age. You being Bugs Bunny fan? He's turning 75 next year.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys want to send carrots, this is where you send them to. Well, welcome to Warner Brothers. Everyone's going to get this first started. So if I always do traffic. Doesn't matter where you go in Los Angeles, there's always traffic. To the left here, we have kind of a rare building. The reason why it's rare is because it has a permanent sign. Now, all the other signs you see on the lot are all temporary. They're going to be held on by magnets, and you can usually take them off. This building to the left here, this is our executive TV building. They're the ones that decide what's going to air on what TV network all over the whole world. So they have their own sign. That's the only thing we use this building for. But now, facing to the right here, what does this building look like?
Hotel.
Yeah, old apartment, maybe old hotel. Kind of what we're going for. Now inside here, these are all executive offices. They decide who's going to work on what script, what projects they want to do, what tasks they want to hire. We could have built something that looks a little bit more impressive, but we need something we can film with. And like I said, all these signs are temporary. They can easily be taken off. So do we fans of the Mentalist? Mentalist fans? The Mentalist is going to find dead bodies here. So we would recommend staying here. It's not really safe. Also, Pretty Little Liars, this is room 214 as well. So, now the reason why we're going to use this hotel over a real hotel is if we film anything off the lot, we have to get permits for it. We have to hire out the hotel. We have to hire security. Out here, everything is already pre-permitted. We can literally just come out here and start filming on the same day. Now, they're not going to film on the inside because these are all real people's offices, but they'll have a conversation. Everything will be done in the outside here. Now, do you have any Entourage fans? HBO?
Yeah.
I know we wanted to keep it premium. They just got done filming their movie out here. It's actually coming out, I believe, in a couple of weeks.
All right.
But to the left here, when they were filming the TV show, this is NBC Studios. Now, NBC is part of Universal. But people at home didn't know what the building was supposed to look like. We just simply gave them this one. Same as motel, though. These are all offices on the inside. We're just going to use the outside. So they have conversations, arguments. They'll go in and out of the door here. So on the inside of NBC Studios, that'll be done inside the sound stage. And like I said, we'll show you some sound stages later so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. Do you have any Gilmore Girl fans? Yeah. Or we have Gossip Girl.
What?
To the right here, this is a girl with a cafe. So it shows like Gilmore Girl. They're going to use this as a roadside diner. Same as the Mentalist. They've used it as a roadside diner several times as well. So one thing you guys will learn is everything out here has and will be used for filming. The food asset. Yeah. The food asset area we're going to go through sounds like a lot like a parking lot, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. But even parking lots that have been used down here, past productions, they love parking lots. The reason why is a lot of empty space, they do pretty much whatever they want with it. I know we have some Big Bang Theory fans. Does anyone recognize this? This is parking lot spots more of the production, but this is actually used in an episode of Big Bang Theory. Does anyone recognize it? It's actually used in the very first episode of this season's Big Bang Theory. No one recognizes it? Leonard's on a ship. He's doing some scientific research. We built the ship right here. We put green screens around him. It looks like he's down the ocean. It's a lot easier and it's a lot quicker than actually filming in the ocean itself. Do you have any Chuck fans? Remember Chuck? It's not premium, but it's still a good show. Yeah? This is at the end of Sand and Chuck. We put a whole bunch of sand on the parking lots and green screens. It's a lot easier, it's a lot cheaper than filming in the actual country. So we're just going to use this right here. One thing I'm going to show you guys, with a little bit of imagination and a little bit of research technology, we can make this lot look like anything we need it to be. I want to show you guys a newer area, not newer area, it's more rare area of our back lot. So you guys can get out and kind of explore around a little bit. You guys want to get out and walk around the movie lot?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, let's go park over here. We'll get out. Grab your cameras. Now, when we're in here, we're going to have to be careful with some of the photos that we're taking because they're tearing down some production that they were just doing. So we want to make sure we don't take pictures of the actual set dressing, but we can take pictures of everything else. I'll kind of show you guys when we get inside. So go ahead and grab your cameras. jungle areas.
Where did they film Johnny Carson? I mean, was that by the NBC?
That's literally across the street from our freeway. That's where Jay Leno was filming as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're not there now.
No, he was filming back there until a couple
years ago, right?
Well, a couple months ago. When Jay Leno retired, everyone moved to the side. They switched it back to, I believe it's back in New York now.
Right, okay.
Yeah, until Jay Leno retired, it was actually literally down across the street. You could actually see it from our tour building. So now this is our jungle area. Like I said, they were just filming True Blood in here not too long ago, a couple days ago, also on HBO.
Yeah.
So we're keeping it premium. But what makes this area really rare is we're the only one in Hollywood to have one. So there's some great titles in here from Universal, Sony, Disney. They all come out here and use this. So let's go and go inside.
That's cool.
Now we're going to go on this side because they were filming on the other side. The other side over here, if you kind of look at the distance, you probably shouldn't take photos of it on that side. That's going to be Merlot from True Blood.
Did they do Dexter?
They do Dexter. In fact, this cabin right here is using Dexter. You might recognize
I
it.
love Dexter.
Take photos of.
I was like, such a good show.
But I forget to mention that a lot of times. So yeah, this is actually using Dexter. This is the scene where he's but like I said, a lot of productions will use this area. The reason why is we have our little lagoon here. Now, our lagoon can hold over 250,000 gallons of water. We can fill it up, and we've used it for quite a lot of things. Do you guys remember the old Budweiser commercials? The frogs, Budweisers.
Oh, yeah.
They used to live on the ramp over there. If you guys remember, there's a bar in the background. Everyone's having fun, all the lights on. This is the bar in the background. Same one as the Susan Dexter.
Is this the one that the Hannah girl gardened in?
Yeah, which one?
The Dexter, who's the blondie.
I'm not 100% sure on that episode. I know that this is his main cabin, and they've used it several times. Now, I do know that they use the same buildings over and over again. They'll just rotate around, so most likely, probably, but I'm not 100%. Let's go ahead and make our way down this way just a little bit more. Yeah, get a little bit better feel. But in our lagoon, like I said, the Budweiser project lives here. Does anyone remember the scenes from ER? Is any ER fans?
Sure, now.
Yeah? You guys remember George Clooney? He's a somewhat famous actor at the time. We don't really hear much about him anymore. There's a scene where he's in Chicago. He's having a midlife crisis. He doesn't know if he wants to be a doctor anymore. He finds a boy in a drainage ditch. So this is our drainage ditch in Chicago. Has anyone ever been to Chicago?
We're from Wisconsin.
Not close. But if you guys haven't been to Chicago, this looks absolutely nothing like it.
Absolutely nothing
like
Chicago,
it.
Right.
So we put a whole bunch of drainage streams around here. We built the water ditch in the middle here. We filled it up. Now in the scene, George Clooney finds a boy behind some bars. He goes down there. He gets him out. He comes bursting out of the water. They're both freezing. It's cold in Chicago. That's really good acting. We keep the water about 80 degrees. So it just shows you how good an actor he really is. Does anyone know who created ER? Very famous writer.
Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton's the creator. Steven Spielberg's the producer. So they're having lunch out here. Michael Crichton's telling him about a really famous novel he was working on. We're going head to head, guys. Steven Spielberg loves dinosaurs. This is the star of Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Jurassic Park is actually Universal. They filmed in Hawaii, but they had a big hurricane before they finished filming. So what they had to do is they had to come back here. Now when they got back over here, Universal doesn't have a jungle area, so they filmed a really famous scene. In fact, you guys see this turn right here? They started on the other side, unfortunately because of production they can't go there, but basically you look right through there, see where that trailer is?
Yeah.
That's where the Jeep started. They're going to drive this way, around here. In the scene, Jeff Goldblum's sitting in the back of a Jeep.
Yeah.
Must go faster, must go faster. Yeah. They drive all the way around the corner to about where we are, and then they stop. Now, the scene's much longer than that. So what they do is they turn the Jeep around, and they keep going back and forth over the same hill over and over again. You had a dinosaur? That's Jurassic Park. That's the whole scene.
That was a great scene.
Like the road's winding back and forth.
Well, we see paws on the ground.
This is Todd right here. This is actually used in Pretty Little Liars. I know we have some Pretty Little Liars
Raymond,
fans.
yeah.
This is Alan's house. If you guys look at it though, it's not much of a house. Literally, it's just a front. We have two kinds of buildings out here. We have facades and we have practicals. The facade is like this. Like I said, when you open the doors, there's nothing behind there. In fact, if you look through the windows, you can see there's more jungle. It's not an indoor garden. This is the whole house right here. So they're just going to do all the filming on the outside. When they're on the inside of the house, they'll be done inside the sound stage. Practical would be like the set over here. They can use the inside. They can use the outside. They can use both. A little bit more practical. That's why we get the name.
I know.
So this is where they get from the outside out. Inside the inside.
Yes, it is.
They're filming. Oh, she loves that show. Yeah, some of them.
Another cool thing, if you guys want to get a little closer here to the tree, there's a great scene from The Last Samurai. Do you remember The Last Samurai? The scene is it's about in the middle of the film. Tom Cruise has to rescue one of his friends. He's being held captive in a hut here. You guys remember there's a bridge that goes from the center here to the middle of these two trees. There's a big shootout scene. Now, unfortunately, in the movie Tom Cruise side, they don't use guns. They just use swords. The bad guys, they use guns. It's a little unfair, but that's just the way of the movie. Now, back in the olden days, they actually used live ammo. We don't do that anymore. Back in the olden days, actors had to really learn how to duck. Now we use something called a squib. If you guys see these marks on the trees here, this is actually left over from The Last Samurai. It's a little squib that they left over. So what they do is, when the actors pull the trigger on the gun, a flashbang goes off. A special effects artist hits the button, it pops the thing on the tree, and makes it look like a bullet ricochets off. That way, it looks like there's actually using live ammo. It's not nearly as much fun, but it's a little safer for the actors. So this is actually left over all from The Last Samurai. In the scene, it's at nighttime. They're doing this big battle scene. They're fighting on the bridge. They get back over. One of the main characters that leans his son against a tree. It's a very emotional scene. Not everyone's seen it, so I don't need to tell too much about it. But next time you guys watch it, this is all where they shoot it right here. Just go ahead and head this way.
It's crazy. It's such a small area.
Yeah, and the same area is used over and over again.
Big, right?
That's
right.
One of the things of this tour is we're going to see how everything's so small and how we expand it, especially when we go inside the sound stages. Have you been Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure fan?
No, from a long time.
I've seen it, but not a fan.
Yeah, I've seen it.
There's a scene where Pee Wee Herman, they showed in the video, he's swinging on his bike over the lagoon. You have to start from this side, and he swings over to the side.
I've seen it.
Was Shameless produced here? Because I saw the guy from Shameless in the...
Shameless is filmed here. Yeah, this is where it sounds good. So this is where they do Shameless. So there's a few places I can point out too.
Really? Oh, we are big Shameless fans.
It's a great show.
I'm ashamed.
I know she's the last Muppet movie.
Yeah.
Not Muppets Most Wanted, but the one before that with Jason Segel. This is where Kermit the Frog lives. He's thinking about why we don't have more songs about rainbows. Now, there's a rumor that Kermit the Frog is one of the Budweiser frogs. That's the rumor I started a long time ago. It's absolutely not true, but they all live in the same pond. Also, Free Willy 2. You guys remember that one? This is the ocean in Free Willy 2 for a lot of pickup scenes.
Ocean.
Yeah, we put some green screens around there and we filmed a mechanical whale.
Crazy.
There's a lot of pickup scenes for Free Willy 2 right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
how small.
Remember, take all the photos you want on this side of the area here. Please no video, and just gotta be careful because this is a real looking video, so there's no wires. Don't go inside of it. So there's some nails and wires, just be careful.
Such an old building.
So is there a lot of active shooting right now? Like, are there any celebrities around the county?
Well, they're doing quite a bit. Conan's filming today, so he'll be interviewing some celebrities, so they'll be doing something. Pretty Little Liars is filming. Now, they are filming in their sound stages, so they'll be kind of inside most of the time, but they could be walking around. We'll be driving by the sound stage, so you never know, they might be going to lunch or going somewhere else. And then they're doing some other shoots around the lot that they're actually going to let us see a lot closer than what we normally can. Usually when they're filming something, we can't go near there, so we can actually, they're going to allow us to go closer. We're going to hopefully be able to see them do it. As long as we promise that they, we don't take any photos. We have to make sure it doesn't look like we're taking photos.
As long as I can see them. Maybe touch them.
High five.
What other,
let's go ahead and hit this way. We're going to show you
like Shameless, you said, what are some of the other HBO, Showtime things that filmed?
Yeah. They filmed some scenes here. They didn't film everything here. They did some of our background here. Pretty Little Liars. Not Pretty Little Liars. True Blood. This is Merlots right here. It's also anytime you see them in the jungle. This whole area here in Pretty Little Liars, anytime you see them out in the woods, this is all the same woods over and over again. If that's in the lagoon, there's a section where one of the girls is having a conversation with one of her boyfriends on a dock over the lake. That's the lake right there as well. Yeah. So let's go ahead and head this way.
That's cool. It's sad. Maybe we watch too much.
Way too much.
Nurse Jackie is New York.
Emily's the prettiest on that
Jackie.
Well, there's one thing that we do is we film literally globally. We do a lot of stuff here. We have a huge, this is 110 acres. We have 160 acres in London. We have several studios in Canada. We do a lot of filming in Georgia. There's a lot of on-site location filming. We have a couple sound stages in Australia. Literally, it's a mobile operation. So let's go ahead and hop aboard.
I got to think of all the shows I watch. I didn't know it was
Now, the next areas we're going to go into, we might get really close to production, so there will be some areas I'm going to have to turn off my microphone, and also there will be some areas when I say, okay, we have to put our cameras down, we have to make sure that it doesn't even look like we're taking photos, because like I said, they never, yeah, we might have to take that down when we're especially going by there, because they never let us so close to production. That's one of the misconceptions of the story, that everyone thinks that we're going to watch them filming a movie. They're not filming a movie, they're filming some other stuff, but they never let us get that close, and they're going to let us as long as we're quiet, and we'll actually hopefully get to see something going. It's just going to be random when we're driving by, but we might be able to see something cool.
That would be
so we just have to make sure it doesn't even look like we're taking photos, because they're going to be very, very on edge.
I really want to take it.
Let me know when.
No.
Take all the photos you want.
Yeah, take it off. I want to see Emily. Is she the brunette? Or the blonde? Brunette. Yeah. Aria is the brunette.
That's where Bugs Bunny was born. Does anyone know who's older, Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck?
Bugs?
Bugs? It's actually Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck was actually created as the main star of Looney Tunes. He had a sidekick named Happy Rabbit. Everyone loved Happy Rabbit so much that they renamed him and called him Bugs Bunny. He stole the show. This is why Daffy Duck hates his death still today. He stole his job. If you guys kind of notice that the animation part was kind of back in the corner, I had to kind of point out between two buildings. It happens to be the furthest point away from Jack Warner's office. Jack Warner was our last Warner Brothers CEO. And he used to think that the animators were a little too crazy and they loved to do practical jokes too much to be around the general public. So he put them as far away as possible, and he also gave them their own gate access, which means they can drive on and off the lot without mingling around with the rest of the people. Some people say, well, that's not true. It must just be better lighting over there. But that's our old animation department. Our new one we built from about half a mile from here. So just to show you how much of pranksters there really were, we actually pushed them further away. I mean, just think about it. They're the minds that came up with the Animania. They should not be around the general public. To the right here, you guys might notice, this might look a little familiar, especially if you guys have been traveling recently. This is our airport. Now, inside here are much more offices, but if we're going to film an airport scene, all we do is we put some arrival departure signs in the corner, a gate sign in the top. Even this coffee shop here has been used as the coffee shop as you're waiting to board your plane. Now, if they want to oversell it to you, we put a giant green screen here, make it look like it's a tarmac, so you can see the planes coming up to the gate. Do you have any Heart of Dixie fans?
Yes.
Heart of Dixie? Heart of Dixie is used as a cruise ship. They put a big green screen here to make it look like there's the ocean. Now, we're never going to film at a real airport. The reason why is there's too much security, there's too many people, it'd be too expensive, and all we have to do is typically move some parks around. So we're just going to do that here. Movies, they're most likely going to build their own airport inside the soundstage. Movies are a little different. They have a bigger budget, so they can do things a little bit more than what TV shows do. TV shows, they try to utilize the lot a little more. I like to say, back in the olden days, movies would come out here all the time as well. But nowadays, let's say if they were going to do, back in the old days, if they were going to do Times Square, they'd actually build Times Square out here. Now, Tom Cruise, if he wants to film Vanilla Sky in Times Square, he just snaps his fingers. They tell those billion people to go somewhere else, and they actually film in Times Square. After they're done filming, everyone else got to go back home. Movies have a lot more power now and a lot bigger budget, so they have a little bit more freedom to do what they want. Do you need any Space Jam fans?
Space Jam?
Space Jam, Michael Jordan, money. When they filmed that, Michael Jordan had one request, and we built it for him right here. He wanted us to build him a full-size basketball court so he could practice. Now, he doesn't need the practice, but we built it for him anyway. But one of the really cool things was all the employees came over here and watched the man play himself. The answer is he really could fly. I think he had an easier time dunking the ball than Bugs Bunny did. Now we're going to go to our next little area here. This is our Midwest area. I like to call it Anytown, USA. Because pretty much any town we need it to be.
Was the dome filmed over here?
What was it?
The dome.
Under the dome?
I don't think Under the Dome was filmed here. Do we have any Music Man fans? Just remember the classic movie?
From a long time.
Yeah? The way we just came in, there was a train right there. That was our old Western set. He gets off the train, he starts singing about Iowa right here on the corner here.
Wow.
In fact, this is the whole town. And the whole,
It looks like, it looks older.
We're going to make our way over here, and I'm going to
What about the
do another chance to get out and just kind of walk around a little bit. I want to take you guys into this practical so you guys can see what a practical looks like. I want to just go find some parking, and then I want to kind of show you guys some of the titles we do in here. And then I'm going to show you guys how we can change it around so it looks different.
Look at that.
Let's go ahead and grab our cameras and go ahead and hop off again.
What's the one, what about American Horror Story? Is any of that ever filmed around here?
Most of that they actually film on location on Los Angeles.
Okay.
I was actually walking through one of the tunnels. I'm like, this looks really familiar, and then I went back and watched that, and it was the tunnels that they used all the time.
Okay, I just was, when you see some of the older architecture, some of it for first season.
A lot of the stuff, this stuff is just over and over again. You guys will start recognizing it, and you guys will start asking those kind of questions.
Okay.
Because this is just over and over again. A few examples. People have already noticed this is Roseville, Pennsylvania, and Pretty Little Liars. Yeah. This is Stars Hollow and Gilmore Girls. This is Luba, Alabama, and Heart of Dixie. This is Hazard County and Dukes of Hazzard.
How about Back
to the Future?
Back to the Future.
Yeah, a lot of people ask that because of this building right here. Universal's Midtown and our Midtown look almost the same. If you had a clock and a fake lightning bolt, this is same, but that was actually from Universal.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the whole main town square for Pretty Little Liars. Everything is here. In fact, in Universal, they had a fire a little bit ago, and their Midtown burned down, so that when they rebuilt it, they actually didn't build the clock tower back, so it looks almost identical to ours. Does anyone remember the Ghost Whisperer? Jennifer Love Hewitt? That was actually filmed at Universal as well, but their Midtown burned down, they lost their Midtown, so they moved over here mid-season. That building right there with the kind of the red and green tiles on the top, that became her antique shop for half of the season. Midway, no one noticed that they changed town. That's how cool this town was at Universal. That's what also might be kind of throwing you guys off with some of these movies, because a lot of stuff has been filmed here, and a lot of stuff has been filmed at Universal as well. Let's go ahead this way. Like I said, it's been over and over again how we can change things around. If you guys notice all the brick buildings, actually we need to go this way. You guys are shameless fans. You guys want to see the Alibi Room?
Oh, I mean, that's the bar, right?
It's the bar.
Yeah.
All these brick buildings here.
And what's his name?
It's all fiberglass, like I said before, it's all stapled on. This red building right here with the awning right there, that's the Alibi Room right there. So in Shameless, this is the main bar that he lives in. Basically, he lives in the bar or outside the bar when he gets thrown out. This alleyway right here, you guys look over to the right there. You guys remember the movie Yes Men, Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
There's a scene where he, of course, he's reason to say yes to everything. It's not always a good idea. He gets into a bar fight. He gets beat up in this alleyway. So this is where Jim Carrey learns he can't fight, right there.
Aww.
So head this way.
What's Gallagher? Where's the Gallagher's house?
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Gallagher's house.
That's
from Shameless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the house is out here. We have the Alibi Room, and I think what they did is they built it inside of the soundstage. For those who've seen the show, you probably guess why we can't go inside the soundstage. Not everything's age appropriate when we go in there, and so unfortunately,
she's seen every episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
There's some stuff in there. Trust me, that everyone would watch. Doesn't matter how old you are. It's a funny show, but it's a little out there.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
This is Shameless. Yeah. This church right here has been used several times over and over again. It's the church in, if you guys remember the original Ocean's 11 with the Rat Pack, at the very end of the film, they have to get money out of the coffin once the character passes away. This is the church that they use. In the movie The Lost Boys, they go get holy water out here to stop Kiefer Sutherland and the rest of the vampires.
Yeah.
It's used in Pretty Little Liars. This is the church in every episode except for the very first episode.
This church
in the movie Gremlins. We've been Gremlins fans?
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah? So you see the priest who comes out of the doors here, there's a mailbox right in the corner. The mailbox is shaking, making some weird noises. Someone sticks their hand in there, they get attacked by a gremlin. One time gremlins were running around in this whole area.
You've seen that. Gremlins all over.
Yeah, we had to change the count quite a bit. Does anyone remember the movie Jack Frost? Michael Keaton? It's a Christmas movie. He passes away right before Christmas. His son's not handling it well, so he comes back to life as a snowman. It's based on a true story. This is the whole main town square. In fact, this corner right here where this cherry picker tractor is, this is where he's in his snowman form. He's waving to his buddy that operates the snowplow, and he gets hit by the snowplow. It all happens right there. We put a giant Christmas tree in the middle. We put fake snow everywhere. When we roll out fake snow, it's all made out of plastic or fiberglass. Now, when it's snowing, we're going to use powder milk. That way the actors can breathe it in, they can taste it. So if you guys want the snow at home, powder milk's the way to go. We put actors in really thick jackets, and we make them pretend like it's cold. We filmed this in July, so it's probably about 115, 120 degrees, so they're not having a lot of fun. In fact, it was so hot, especially with all the fake snow, that they actually had paramedics on standby on the set the whole time. But we have a problem. These are real trees right here with real leaves on them, and they're not supposed to be there in winter. So what we do is we use this cherry picker over here, this black tractor, and we go up there and we pick off every leaf. We put them in the baskets, and we're going to use them for other projects. Now it looks like wintertime, we can film this scene. But our biggest problem is the next week, this might need to be Bluebell, Alabama, Roseville, Pennsylvania. We might need our real leaves back. So what we do is we go get real tree branches with real leaves on them, and we zip tie them to these trees. Now it looks really funny in person, but to a camera it's going to look like a full-size tree again. That's how we can change seasons to this town over and over and over again. Do we have any Seinfeld fans?
Yes.
You guys remember the very last episode? The gang, they're actually standing right over there, right behind that gray van over there. They're watching a person get mud. He's on our side of the street here. They're making fun of him. They're videotaping it. They get arrested for not following the Good Samaritan Act. This is they filmed the last scene of Seinfeld. Let's go ahead and head this way.
Which one was the
I'm going to talk
alibi?
about their rival now. Do we have any Friends fans?
We've watched some.
Yeah, Friends?
How about Larry David? What's
Behind me, this is a practical. I said before, practicals, we can go on the inside and the outside.
That's something.
This is using Friends. This is the Geller house. This is their family home, Ross and Monica's.
Yeah.
There's a great scene that they show over and over again, so a lot of people have seen it. It's the prom video. You guys remember that one? Before Monica lost some of her weight, before Rachel lost some of her nose. In the scene, Rachel's date doesn't show up. She's all depressed. Ross's parents talk him into taking her. He gets all excited. He runs up the steps, puts his dad's tuxedo on, grabs the flowers from the vase, walks down to realize her date did show up. He's all sad. But it's okay. That's why we realize at the end of the episode that's why he needs a lobster. This is where they filmed it. We're going to go inside.
What movie was that house from? Because that was familiar. Yeah.
That's filmed in a lot of different movies.
Yeah.
Let me show her.
Amityville Horror.
I'll stay on the outside.
Oh, what about Curb Your Enthusiasm? Is that filmed in Amityville? No. But I think it's an LA show, though. I mean, it's...
So they use a lot of different, because there's Warner Brothers, there's Universal. We have most of the backlot. Most of the other studios, they don't have one.
Oh.
Paramount has a small one. But then there's also a lot of smaller studios as well, like down in Los Angeles. That's all they do. So please watch your step. And so they actually have some
their own
that people can go rent out. Like for instance, True Blood is HBO. It's owned by us. But what happens is they film most of their scenes down in Los Angeles, and they have rented their own sound studios. But then they come out here to use their backlot. So there's different areas that they use. If you guys remember the scene, Ross is sitting on these steps. He has his keyboard. If you guys remember, he's all these musical talents. He's going to be a musician someday. He runs up the stairs, runs into that bedroom, that's where he puts the tuxedo on, grabs the flowers from the window. Most of the scene happens in here, so let's go ahead and head this way. For Pretty Little Liars, this is definitely I was on the inside, we did from the outside. The inside is actually done inside the soundstage. But for Friends, you guys remember, the scene starts off, Ross is leaning against the fireplace mantle, and he has a fro and a good mustache.
Where's Emily's room?
That's actually done inside the soundstage. Yeah. He's trying to act all cool because he's in college, and Emily. And Rachel is still in high school, so he's trying to act all cool. This is where they film it, but you guys notice it's not a real house. There's some stuff missing, like the ceiling. We don't like ceilings. This is just fabric right here. And most of the time it's not even on. They were just filming Pretty Little Liars 3 days ago, so that's why we put it on here. The reason why we don't use ceilings is because they're movie lights. And we're going to hang them on these metal poles here. Now, if the movie lights were on right now, it'd get about 120, 130 degrees in here really fast. So we have these black hoses right here, and this is for air conditioning. Now, they're going to try to keep it as cold in here as possible. There's one thing you guys don't want to see. You don't want to see actors with their makeup melting. You don't want to see them sweating. That's not what you're watching on TV. So they try to keep it in here as cold as possible because those movie lights heat it up really fast. Something else you guys might notice, the floor is not real. It's not a real wood floor. It's just a piece of vinyl. If we head in here, this is also not a real floor as well.
It feels like wood. I mean, it sounds like wood.
This right here is also another piece of vinyl. Countertop made of plastic. Now, the reason why we're going to do it this way, this vinyl piece of floor right here is not even glued down. It's literally just laid down. So if we want to have someone come in here and change the look of this kitchen, they can just roll up the wood floor, roll out a tile floor, also made out of vinyl. This plastic countertop can usually pop off and put a different color, different style. We can change this kitchen around really fast, really easy. But it comes at a price. It means if we were filming in here, and this is an episode of Friends, and Rachel's walking on this floor with high heels, it's not going to sound the same. So we film everything a little differently. When we film an episode, we're only worried about two things, what it looks like and what the actors are saying. Everything else is done later. We call that post-production. So if this is an episode of Friends, we're filming it today, you guys aren't going to see it on TV for about 3 to 4 months later. We're working on it the entire time in post-production, usually till hours before you guys see it on TV. One of the processes is called Foley. Their job is to recreate all the sounds. So what they're going to do is, they're going to do this months later. They're going to be in a much smaller sound stage. They're going to have the episode, they're going to watch silently. They're going to have a microphone by their feet. They're going to have a real wood floor. They're going to put heels on. And their job is to mimic every footstep Rachel takes without the whole episode. And they're going to record it. When it's Ross's turn to put guy shoes on, they're going to mimic every footstep he takes. Speaking of Friends, there's a scene where they throw up a handful of marbles. That's really fun because we didn't record that sound when they actually threw the marbles up, so they have to recreate it. So this is someone's real job. They're going to watch the scene silently. They have their own handful of marbles. They're going to time it just right. Try to get this dough the same height, fall the same way. Because they don't have control over marbles. So for hours, they're going to be throwing marbles up until they're happy with that's how it should sound. Now, again, the reason why we're going to do that way is because we get better sound, because we're only focusing on the sound we're actually recording. But also, we can film things a lot faster. Sound studios that we can record sound on are much smaller, and there's a list of people that want to use this building. So we want to get people to come in, change it, film, come in, change it, film, and over again, and we can do everything else later. Do you guys have any questions while we're inside of a practical?
Cool.
No? Go ahead and head this way. You guys might notice there's not a lot of doorknobs on, and there's no light fixtures. If you guys have done any international traveling, you guys will know that different countries use different style doorknobs, so we use that as a trigger. We let productions come in and bring their own doorknobs so they can help set a place. And also, light fixtures set a time period. Different decades use different style light fixtures, so we let them set their own time. They're going to bring it with them so they can set their own scenes. Now, this right here, this is the only backyard we have. So this is everyone's backyard. Backyards can be changed really easy, really fast, just by moving some props around. You put a different style barbecue or a swing set, a water feature, it's a different backyard. What you guys remember is front of houses. So we build front of houses. A great example in Pretty Little Liars, there's 4 main characters. This is all 4 of their backyards in the exact same TV show.
Remember that.
But like I said, you guys remember front of houses? So if you guys notice this house here, it's literally 2 houses in one. It's like we cut 2 houses in half and put them together. So fun people have lived here. On this side right here, this is Lorelai's house from Gilmore Girls. On the other side is Suki's house. They're supposed to be friends who live down the street. They actually live in the same house. Even more fun. Do we have any Dukes of Hazzard fans? TV show?
I've seen him.
Yeah. This side is Uncle Jesse's house. The other side is Boss's house. They're enemies in the film. The reason why is they live together. If you live together long enough, you become enemies. They live in the same house.
Right.
So let's go ahead and head this way.
What about the Waltons? Is that something?
Oh, the Waltons was that?
The Waltons, their house was actually originally built in the jungle area we were in. Sadly, it caught fire. So they rebuilt it, and it's over in by our animation studio. So it's still there, but unfortunately it's about half a mile from here.
Okay.
But they did film it all
the Waltons. Okay. All the facades.
All the facades on all the houses.
And the soundstage.
And the soundstage is right out here.
Wow.
As you guys can see, this is a completely different front of a house. In fact, like this is Emily's house. The back of the house is also Spencer's house for Pretty Little Liars.
Oh yeah, I can tell that.
We're going to head this way. The front of this house, I haven't seen the episode yet because I'm not up to date on Pretty Little Liars, but they put hedges right here and some pillars every now and then, some brick pillars or rock pillars. And this is another house, I'm not sure. I said I haven't seen the episodes yet.
Everything's just reused over and over. It's so clever.
Aria's house is actually across the street from us.
Aria, I know that one.
Her house is around the corner if you want to go across. This house is actually 2 houses in one, but they're both in the same. This house right here is used in Friends across the street. If you guys remember, it's Phoebe's biological dad's house. There's a scene where she drives her famous taxi cab. She goes up right here. She's trying to decide that she want to meet him. She decides it's too stressful, so she drives forward. She hears an arc noise, realizes she ran over their dog, takes it home, puts it into a cast. When she brings it back, she meets her brother right here. So this is where she meets her brother on this statue.
Where's that bar they always hang out?
Which
in
one?
Friends.
Where that was inside their sound studio, so it was a different stage, but we actually have kept that stage. You guys can actually go into Central Park, so you guys can see it.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
We're going to hit this way. We have people asking about this house right here. It does look familiar probably because a lot of famous people live there. This is the Seaver House in Growing Pains. Remember Growing Pains before Leonardo DiCaprio got his start? And after you probably want to pay attention to, I think it'll be big someday. Also, this is the house in Gremlins. You guys remember, there's the old lady. She has all the cats. She's not really friendly. She has a really slow motorized wheelchair that takes her upstairs. Gremlins, they like to mess around with things, so they hotwire the chair. She goes up really fast and gets launched out of this window right there off the street. It's really funny for us, not so funny for her. But it's a great scene.
I feel like it's in a witch movie.
This is also used in Anger Management. Let's remember that Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler.
I did see that,
This is Jack Nicholson's vacation home right here.
Okay.
Also, in the episode of Chuck, I know some people have seen Chuck. The episode's called Agent X. Maybe we better go and hop on. Looks like they're getting busy. We'll go ahead and hop on the tram, and I'll tell you guys about this.
Step over it.
Now, one thing when a production, when they take over a neighborhood, they can do whatever they want, as long as they promise to rebuild it to how it was when they found it. So, Chuck, they want to blow up a house. They can't do that in a normal neighborhood, so they blow up this house right here. Now they don't blow up the whole thing. What they do is they put real explosives on the front of this building. They want a lot of debris, so they put extra siding, extra windows, so there's more stuff to explode. And this is someone's real job. They yell action, they hit the button, and they blow out the whole front of the house. That's okay, because as long as they rebuilt it, it took them a couple weeks, they rebuilt it, and that's fine. So what they're willing to do to show you guys a really cool scene on TV. I mean, they're really the blow up things. The Geller house here said several cars go through the window. They really do that. They'll crash the car through. They just rebuilt it. So let's go ahead and hop aboard. We'll show you guys different neighborhoods. Now the next area we're going into, I probably can have my mic on. That's where they're doing some filming. I'm not sure exactly what it looks like right now. So we have to make sure we don't have our cameras out. I need to take that down because like they're going to be really, really anxious. I'm actually really surprised they're letting us go that low. So,
what are they filming?
I'm not 100% sure. It's a big secret thing that they're. And I said is I think that they're movie.
Let's see Pretty Little Liars being
Sure. Yeah, they're a little anxious. And I haven't seen
down.
I can't move down.
No, bring your camera.
Hey, want to stand next to it? I don't know. I can't control when they're flashing. Can you take a picture? Sweet camera. Here, let's look this way. can't get a picture of this camera without looking. Can I take a picture with you, Nick? Oh, this is for the cat room. Mr. Freeze. What? What'd you say? Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Quick. Quickly. Quick. Go. What's up here? Must be too dark in here to get a picture of my camera. Oh, remember that? Look at this big spider.
To make it even, yeah. So, wait, is this Hermione? It's Hermione, yeah.
This is creepy looking.
She's awesome. I love how they do this. But this is actually what you saw. Because even if you're perfectly built, you still something.
Here to get a picture of the spider.
This is the Marauder's map, and this is pretty cool because everything on here really says something. So if you look at the Whomping Willow, the branches of the tree actually say Whomping Willow. And then I was actually told by Consumer Products, in the book, it's Mooney, Patra, etc., right? Well, Mooney in the book is spelled M-O-O-N-Y. But the artist who did this, his name was also Mooney, and he spelled it with a D. And so he kind of put his own signature on there. And so whenever Consumer Products has to duplicate this, they have to remove the E. Yes.
She goes to Brown University.
And that's back.
Bullied.
So this is Wizard's Chess that Ron and Terry were playing in my
You may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see.
They're like very
I read
myself. Like Professor Lockhart is very arrogant and egotistical, and he
there's nothing hidden in your head.
Oh yeah, he dressed that way. And this is for Wesley Sprout, and this is for Lady Mandrake, and I have to until it's ready.
Gryffindor.
Yay! So, and those are Professor Lockhart's books. And Becky actually, like, yeah, and just like the review, that's what I was going to show you how to use it. I mean, Gryffindor. This was
get to see an iron.
That thing's not recording, is it? It can't be recording video.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, have you all seen the Academy Awards?
Yes.
Alright. Did you realize they take place in a shopping mall, in particular that shopping mall on the left? Well, you probably didn't know that because, see, on the night of the Academy Awards, they take down all those signs and they cover up the stores with curtains. So when you see George Clooney walking in to the 89th Academy Awards, he really just walked past a soft pretzel shop. Yeah. But you don't know that because we are deceptive. And we are tricky.
We are
That's what we
finding
do.
that out.
It's not about what it is, it's what we make you think it is. That is the key to Hollywood. Do you really think Sylvester Stallone is a good boxer, or does he look like a boxer? Aha. Right? There's a difference. And we don't care about the difference. We just want you to buy into the myth. How about a movie called Back to the Future? There's a famous school dance scene, but then it's Hollywood, so they didn't really need a school. They used this square building behind the church there, the Hollywood United Methodist Church. That's where they did the Under the Sea Enchantment dance in that gymnasium right there. That is where Michael J. Fox and Leah Thompson, Crispin Glover, and Huey Lewis all hung out. Make our way along. I hope you guys, take the roof off the barn for natural sunlight. That's what they did. And on the left side of the street, the Hollywood Bowl, they're going to have a mariachi festival. Over there, huh? The Bowl is a special venue, and I'm going to take you up to the top of the hill so you can go right down into it. And right now we can look down on the 101 freeway. If we hopped on that road, we would be in San Francisco in 8 hours, San Luis Obispo 4 hours, Santa Barbara 2 hours and 2 minutes up and over the hill to the San Fernando Valley. The 101 is one of our most beautiful roads. Spends a lot of time next to the ocean. And if you have any time in the car, I always highly recommend using it. As I said, the valley is what sits over the hill to the right. And over that hill to the right, there are 5 million people living in harmony. And up and over this hill to our left is the LA basin. There are 12 million people living in anarchy. Yeah, it's true. Put it together, you have 17 million people in this area, which is just crazy. That's a lot of people. It's almost the size of Australia. Australia is, I think, 22 million or something like that. So it's pretty crazy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you up to the top so you get a lay of the land, so that you will be able to see how all of those 17 million people live. Right here, young lady, you are in charge of millions. That's your job. You're not there yet. Hold on, you're not there. You got to see them. And so we're going to go up to the hill and do that. You'll also see how LA spreads out. It's 450 square miles up there. I know, it's crazy big. And I always say contrast that to New York, which is 22 square miles. Quite a difference.
Mulholland Drive. Very famous.
And I told you we have a lot of people here, but we also have a lot of creatures. This is our critter country on the right. This is where we have deer, coyotes, mountain lions, and look, naked Charlie Sheen's running through those hills. He is the most dangerous animal of all because he's a party. I'm not joking about the mountain lion though. 5 years ago in Orange County, he knocked a lady off her bike and ate her. Ate her alive. I'm absolutely 100% serious. And if you pull out your smartphone and Google mountain lion Hollywood, you'll see there's one up in these hills right now. And he was feeling bad. He had a case of the mange, but they helped cure him, gave him some drugs, and he's doing better, and he's out mauling animals again, so he's feeling much better. On the bottom of the hill, you'll see a lot of rocks and dirt. These hills are crumbling, so if you own a house like that straight ahead of us, good luck. Mudslides. Yeah, mudslides. 1 minute you're your neighbors, the next minute, well, 1 minute you're out. It is a mudslide. Over on the left, Hollywood sign, looking pretty good today. You're going to get some great pictures of that. And believe me, I will let you out of the car so you can square up. City of LA, wow. Look at LA, look how cloudy it is.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, Snoop Dogg was down there. Look out. We're going to get it out. And I always say, enjoy yourselves. Feel free, touch, wander, taste, smell. No rush here. And the way to look at it is there's a staircase. If you go up the staircase, that will probably give you your best pictures of the Hollywood sign. It's a new parking lot. I'm probably going to be aggressive and have arguments in 3 different languages. But I will find us some space. I'll work it out. I hate when I turn those wipers on. Alright, here we go. Am I going to be able to get
We're pretty well spot.
What's that for your window? And just kind of, how I'm doing over there. How am I doing right now?
Looking good. 3 feet.
Still good?
Yep. We may never get out. Yeah, we got plenty of room on the right. Plenty of room on the right.
Change your Facebook status.
Please rob my house. I'm not
Come on, let's see the stairs. Wow. That was a view.
Come on,
Are you going
It
to
reminds me of the Grand Canyon that I haven't been to yet.
Are we going to the stairs?
Yeah, we'll go up there.
taking that fresh air.
Our Ginger and Nate are going up there.
Come on, guys. Let's do it.
Maybe this staircase is helping to keep it from falling into the...
What if you took a picture in front of the Hollywood sign about 20 years ago? You could actually see it. It's bright white.
Where is it?
It's like that way. It's like where everybody's going to take a picture of.
Stand right here.
Oh, sí, cómalo.
Up there. Over there.
There it is.
Hooray for Hollywood.
They don't let people go all the way over there. How come they don't let us go all the way over there? I guess put them in the book. I guess you want to put them I'll get the Hollywood. All right. Okay, let me see you. I'm not coming up there. I want to see you.
Oh, you can't walk a half a step.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it?
That's Griffith Observatory. That's where Nate and I went.
Oh, yeah.
How high we're up, and then you can see the Hollywood sign pretty quickly.
Okay, Ginger, I want a picture.
I'll get a picture of you and my
I want a picture of
Just
you.
hit that button. This is how you focus up and down.
For what?
For a picture. This one, you take a
Take one
picture.
with my phone. And send it. Email it.
Can I have you in a picture, please?
Oh, down there.
With Raina. How about you and Raina?
Fine.
All right.
No, no, it's mine.
You can do it with Raina.
Raina, turn around.
And then we'll do one.
Raina, turn around when you get a chance.
Raina, turn it around.
Raina.
I'm trying to get the Hollywood sign, but it's like so far away. I sit now. Come over here, guys. Come over here. Ready? Oh. Wait.
Okay, yeah.
You want to go up there? Okay, now. You put your Ginger down there.
Raina, I'll take yours.
She's squinting so much.
Raina, I'll get yours.
Can I take one of you and Nate? Nate,
No,
can
Nate
I?
doesn't like taking.
Okay.
I don't either. I don't
Amy
like my own.
and Raina.
Okay, no, Ginger,
Amy and
come down
Raina.
here.
Now put your smile.
Here, help me come down.
And me and Mom.
Okay. I want Ginger. Oh, Alex.
Raina, take a picture of me and Mom on our anniversary.
It's not our anniversary.
So you hit that button right there. Hit the stand up. This button.
Right.
Ready?
You're not going to see anything.
I want you, Ginger. Okay, Nate. Can you take a picture of me and Ginger?
Yeah.
And Michael and Raina?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't like that.
Because I don't take pictures, so.
She was in a bunch.
Come on, Raina. Up to the
Put your head
Raina.
up, I think. My water.
Is it going to be like a mug shot?
Great idea. Here we go. Alex. It's 50 cents close. Oh, it's not turned on? Up, more, up.
That's a good idea. Take a picture if you're holding Hollywood in your hand like this. Make a picture like that.
What?
You can hold Hollywood in your hand by something like that.
No. Nobody's going to know that's what you're doing.
Yes, they do.
Our cameras aren't good enough.
Watch.
No, I don't want to do that. That was
Here, put your Facebook picture, Hollywood in your hand. Go like that and hold it in this.
Okay, I'll try.
And I'll tell you where to put your hand. That's where you picture. All right.
You can go down, just be careful.
Go ahead.
Grayson,
go ahead.
Hurry, we gotta go.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's how you do a selfie.
Yeah.
Isn't that clever?
Good. Thank you.
Nice.
And somehow it presses the button.
selfie.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So now, what you got to do is put your hand up when I tell you.
I get it, but you have to stand back. You're not getting me.
No, hold on.
You're too close.
It's going to take a little bit of adjusting.
You have to stand back where you want.
Now you have to put your hand higher. Higher. Almost there. Now to your left. Wrong way. That way. Up a little higher. To your right. To your right. Your right, not my right. There, that's the right way. Up. And to the right, and we got it. I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Okay. Đi nói mình chụp đẹp thôi. Tóc dữ. Tóc dữ rồi. Đi đây chị đi em á. That's something to see. Too. Look at this. Well, there's not a house up there, Michael. I wonder what that is.
Let's see. A lot of stuff in it. Yeah, want to use me to balance?
What? What am I using this for? I'm not even touching it. I was going to say, how about making a movie about the lady who died by the mountain lion?
Walk on this side. People coming down on the left, we go up on the right.
But you are about to see the flag of the oppressor. That's right, we got rid of them in 1776, but there they are, the flag of the oppressor right there. I'm sorry, don't get mad. That's Orlando Bloom's house directly ahead of us, by the way. It is. That is Orlando Bloom's. Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the Rings. yeah, I know. Indeed. Selena is what, barely legal, and he's in his 40s, so it's really shocking in Hollywood, an older man with a younger woman. It's just very strange. Who would have guessed? Hey, my gal back there with the stomach problems, are you doing okay? This road's windy. Are you alright back there? Yeah. Alright, good. Well, let me know. There's some eucalyptus leaves we can get from some of the plants along the way. We can make a poultice, a salve, grind it up, give you very herbal remedies. Alright, good. I want to make sure alright. Our next star, another English star. He was raised Orthodox conservative in London, and his house kind of reflects his upbringing a lot more than his zany characters. He was Lawrence, he was Bruno, he was opposite Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights. He kept going, Enrique Ruby. This would be Sacha Baron Cohen's house here on the left with the gate, there you see, which is the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life. See that gate?
Yeah.
Should have barbed wire, let people in the too like this.
You would think that Sasha's house would be this one here on the right with these weird sculptures, right? Doesn't that feel more like zany Sacha Baron Cohen? But his house is actually on the left. Again, Tree of Life, a big symbol in the Jewish religion. And that's why it's on the gate.
Does it face east?
I don't know which direction.
Alright guys, well I showed you the LA Basin with its 12 people. Yeah, that's another area. That is not the area you just saw. This is an entirely different area.
Michael, take a
Do you get it?
I got a movie of it.
Get how big it is now? Get it? Got it? Good, huh? So can everybody follow my finger and see the white dome down there? Everybody lock in on the white dome. Do we have it? Do we have it in our sight?
Yep. No.
That's Universal Studios.
That little white dome?
White dome. Everybody look. I'll point again one more time. I'm pointing. See where I'm pointing? See my water bottle? Right at the white dome.
I see it.
Okay. Universal is the theme park, but it's also a movie production facility. And then to the left of it, see to the left all those cream-colored buildings that look the same?
Yeah.
That's Warner Brothers.
Yep.
In fact, if you watch a Warner Brothers movie, they always begin on Soundstage 16. Right there it is. You can see it very clearly. I'll do the little heat ripple over the Warner Brothers emblem. That's it. That's what you see at the beginning of, for instance, the Batman movie, as you see that soundstage. Then behind it, there is a forest, and there's a water tower at the end of that forest. That's a little harder to see, but that is Disney. Not Disneyland, but Disney Studios. So that's where they do shows like The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Do I have any of the kids who watch that?
She used to.
Yeah, she watches that. It's her show. You're pointing at her. She used to. It's all right. You still do. I can tell. Let it go. And we're going to see actually one of the stars' houses from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody in a little bit. And I think the older folks will maybe remember her as well as the young kids. So anyways, that's our kind of production corridor. People always think of Hollywood as where they make the movies, but the San Fernando Valley obviously has a lot of production going on down there. Yep. Just taking a drink of water, sorry. It was an awkward pause, wasn't it? Every now and then I must rehydrate. Oh my God, I love my cup, oh God. Yeah, it's not going to say. Alright, so, next star's house. Some people are now saying he's more of a movie star than he is a music star. He was in The Social Network, that's where he really shined. I enjoyed him in Friends with Benefits. He was in the Ben Affleck movie about gambling that I can't remember the title of. Anybody remember that title? Nope? Okay. And he's from Tennessee. Looks like they just checked out his house, and we're going to do it next. Oh, great. No cars back here today, so it'll be easy to swing around. This is Justin Timberlake's house back here, guys.
How do you find out where everybody lives?
There is a website that we subscribe to that basically goes through the public record. And yeah, and we're able to do that. You have to, the public record, you have to, say who lives places. So it is. It's legal.
We could climb up that hill and see.
So this is Timberlake's pad back here, and I know the trees are really dense. Don't get mad at me, I'm not the landscaper. The shack, though, that you're looking at is where he keeps Jessica Biel. It's very cool. It's very cool. It looks like less of a warning and more of a prediction.
Wow.
So our next star's house came to prominence during the Super Bowl. Yeah, he wasn't a football player. He was one of the halftime performers. He's part Puerto Rican, part Filipino. What?
Bruno Mars.
Ah, good job, everybody. You know what's so cool is you can go on YouTube. When he was like 5 or 6, he would do Elvis. He was a little Elvis impersonator. They actually did a video. So we're going to see Bruno's house. It's coming up here on the right. And it's got the 3 brown garage doors right there. And now you can see his house. I'm going to kind of slow down. Good, no cars behind me. So you get a really good shot. Look over the gate. We're really close, guys. This is very close to his star's house.
There's a flat roof.
Just in case he's looking out.
And then we're going to pull up a little further, and the truck's going to honk at us. This is kind of your last gate. You got to look quick because I got a big, angry black truck behind me. Somebody is... Oh, black truck. Pretty excited about this next house, though. Also, I have to tell you, we did... There was a party at last Charlie Sheen's house, and oh my God, look at the party at Charlie Sheen's house last night. Wow. Man, crazy. Alright, we're going to see Jonas Hill. Jonah Hill. I guess it's his hill, in a way. We all know Jonah Hill is, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
Moneyball.
Moneyball, he was nominated for the Academy Award for Moneyball.
Superbad, that's the one,
Superbad.
right?
Superbad is my favorite. Yeah, very nice. How about this? Way back in the day, he was in I Heart Huckabees.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see
Yeah, he's in I Heart Huckabees
End of the World.
with
Oh, yeah.
Jude Law.
End of the world.
And he was actually billed under his real name in that movie. He wasn't in the other name.
What's the other name?
So we have the house here on the right with the brown fence. Kind of do your best peeping Tom and look between the slats.
All right, come on.
And you will see Jonah's house. We'll see it also as we come back down the hill.
He's got a moped. A scooter.
Hey, really?
A scooter.
Maybe it's his servant. Oh. You gonna knock on his door?
I want some of these oranges. Yeah, you know, that stupid beeper would be great if it, like, told me, distance or anything. It's just like, you're backing up. I'm like, I know I'm backing up. Thank you.
Like the soccer alarm on the flip.
Well, yeah, I have another van that I drive that the beeper goes off and it helps you know your distance. But that one's just obnoxious. So this is Jonah's house here as we go by. Again, kind of look through the slats. I think you can see him applying some sunscreen for the pool. He's lathering up in there.
Jonah!
Oh, there it is.
Good job.
Maybe he's going for a workout at that little canyon.
The stars always respond to that.
I love you!
He says, that's illegal for me.
Yep.
He's a nice Jewish boy.
Is he Jewish?
Sure he is.
Well, how do you know that? You know, especially if you're in trouble.
They never grew up to see their dad in that. Horrible.
It's kind of a nice starter house if you're in your early 20s, right? That'll work. People are like, why is that big? I'm like, hey, it's a starter house. So if you have any time in LA, there's two activities I'm going to talk about right now. Here in Laurel Canyon, there is an exhibit at the Grammy Museum called
nephew's going to be a scout for them, maybe. He's doing an internship.
Wow.
And one is with the Cowboys.
Wow.
From our high school
from
football
your high
team.
School.
Just from last 2 or 3 years.
Last 2 or 3
They
years?
just got drafted for this year, though. My high school.
That's
So
very
I have
cool.
to brag.
Well, here's another Wisconsin son over on the right. He got drafted into the greatest architects ever. This is Frank Lloyd Wright House, folks.
Wow.
This is the real deal. And kind of borrowing from the Mayan civilization, that's what Frank Lloyd Wright always did, was wherever he was, he would borrow from the environment and the culture around him.
I got a movie of it.
And if you see a Frank Lloyd Wright house in Oak Park, Illinois, it doesn't look anything like that.
No.
That's kind of the beauty of it.
It's like House on the
Frank
Rock.
Lloyd Wright also has an awesome house that I've seen in Taliesin West in Arizona, Scottsdale. It's really cool. We've got about 8 houses here in the city. That house differentiates. It's got the most block pattern, so it has more styles of block pattern than the other houses.
Hey, I wonder how far we are from California redwoods.
But here we are. We are almost back to civilization. Lickety-split. We have left behind the rural areas, and we are now making our way back towards the urban corridor known as the Sunset Strip. Let me tell you, folks, this is where the stars get their drink on. This is where they come to eat. This is where they throw up what they eat so they can remain thin.
On your way.
My throat, Joe, for my girl back. You were ill this morning. That was for you.
So she's in training
There's
now.
still more rides to go.
All right, speaking of vomiting, McDonald's over there. So here's the story about McDonald's. Oh, look at that. Lady Gaga sent her chauffeur over to that McDonald's to get 60 Happy Meals because all the paparazzi square up here on this grassy knoll waiting for her to come out of Chateau Marmont. So she got him a bunch of Happy Meals and then she snuck out the back door. And you can also see kind of into the hotel there. That is where John Belushi died, the old comedian. And that is also where Lindsay Lohan ran up a $700,000 bill, which she slipped on.
First 77 Sunset Strip.
And you guys know Kristen Stewart from Twilight?
Sure.
Bella. That's where she got caught canoodling with that director right there at Sunset Trocadero. That's where those pictures originated from. How about the show Sex and the City? Remember that great show? It was set in New York. Well, they did one episode out here in LA, and they actually went to the Standard over there on the left. So that is where Charlotte, Samantha, Miranda, and Carrie all had sex in our city, right there.
The Standard is turned upside down. Oh yeah.
What car?
The Buick. Look at that. The old Buick.
I think I went to prom in that car. Okay, Wisconsin, one of your great native sons used to team up with this other guy from Saturday Night Live. One of their great movies was Tommy Boy. So we know Chris Farley, right, was from Wisconsin. We lost him, but the other star of Tommy Boy would have been David Spade. This is David Spade's house on the left.
I didn't know.
And he has been known to chuck a golf ball or two over the fence. So, you know, he's apparently, has he been doing a show in Vegas, right? Vegas? Yeah. He's got a new stand-up show. I saw a little bit of it on Comedy Central the other day. the house over there with the green dome? Can everybody see that on the left?
Right.
Green dome.
Yeah.
You guys see it?
Uh-huh.
See it, Mom? Got it? Got it, Mom? See it? You see it, Mom?
Yeah, I got
Wisconsin Mom, do you see it? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's Julia Roberts' house. She has a 280-degree view of the LA basin. And on a clear day, very clear day from there, she can see Indonesia. She can. Sometimes if she looks slightly to the right, she can see Henderson, Nevada. She looks to the right. It's also possible at certain moments to see Oshkosh, Wisconsin. You can see that as well. And you can see Belfast, Ireland on certain days.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing. Huh?
That's neat.
Julia Roberts, huh?
I got everybody right?
Yeah, you did.
Pictures online of David Arquette driving that car right in there. The other car has a cougar on it because, of course, their show Cougar Town. Yeah, so this is her house right here. Yeah, see how on that show out.
The gate is open.
Oh, yeah.
It's hippie grass, right? When you let the grass go like that, it's hippie. Yeah, I know I'm hooked up. Sometimes, guys, I'm partying with Jack Nicholson's proctologist. Yeah, guys, if you're wondering, you know, did he own this house?
I don't remember.
No, he was renting it for $100,000 a month. And on the night he died, he said to his doctor, "Can I have my milk?" And she did say. He really did. What was he asking for? Propofol. Yeah, very good. Who's in the medical business back there? You? Nurse?
Nuclear medicine technologist.
Medicine technology?
Yeah, nuclear.
Future medicine technology.
Nuclear, not future.
Wow, you're all futuristic. Well, yeah, it was propofol, that's what he took. He also took a sleeping pill just to be sure, and he was sure. He never woke up again. He was out of here. At the age of 50 years young. Michael Joseph Jackson. These are the gates over here on the left that he opened up. See the little flag somebody put in the gate? Sure. And then go and post a lovely review on TripAdvisor, leading with Doug is God. That's your first sentence. Doug is God spelled backwards without the U.
Uncle Paul sold him a car rented a car for him.
So this is it, guys. That is the Playboy Mansion.
Open the gates!
Man, see it.
Right now.
Oh, wait, they're coming out.
Right now.
That's not it, no.
Beyond those gates.
That's just a tourist.
I'm gonna get to this.
You're so gullible.
Are you from Playboy?
Right now.
Probably
a funny family.
And over those walls, 20-year-old girls
Hey, somebody's going and follow him.
are pretending to like an 80-year-old man.
Absolutely.
I had to get to that. I was going to get to it no matter what. As we come around, you're going to see the rock. That's what you talk to. You guys all want to get in, you got to talk to the rock. See the little speaker there? Yes, the rock is fake.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of stuff in there.
And it's
Like the boob.
Silicon Valley. And now we can take a look through the gates and see.
Oh, there, you can see the roof. Okay.
Right, that's a little place I like to call Creepy Town. So let's listen in. Because a lot of times, guys, if you listen very close, you can hear Hugh Hefner. Let's see if we can hear him today. Ah, why don't you come over here, you pretty young thing? I'm just going to put in my dentures so we can French kiss.
Are these all cards that are like...
Yep, they're all people who work for Hugh Hefner.
Is this
Yep,
part
he
of
has
it
a staff of around 75.
Is this all part of it?
No employee parking?
No. It's a mansion. It's not a parking lot. People are like, well, why don't the employees park on it? Because it's a mansion. It's beautiful, lush grounds. There's no parking structure, so they park out here. His property is stopped, but you're going to see it kind of winds around, and we will actually get around to mansion property in a little bit, but right now we have stopped on the property. It's 5 acres, which, guys, I just want you to understand, 5 acres in this real estate area is just very pricey. The estimates we are hearing for if they should sell the Playboy Mansion is from $40 to $50 million. Those are the estimates.
Is that a gate?
Considering he bought it for around $1 million, he has done quite well. Now somebody was talking about the bunnies earlier. Well, guess what? You've actually are at the bunny house on the right. So this house down here on the right, that's where all the cute little, as I like to call them, the B team hung out. That was where, if you saw the show, The Girls Next Door, Holly and Kendra. Yeah, that's the bunny house.
How come the gate's open?
Yeah, we're really going to town on that house. Interesting. Ellen's new house. I told you she has a new house. This is Ellen's new house right here on the left. And Ellen's place sits right next to, as I was telling you, the Playboy Mansion kind of swirls around. And Ellen's property backs right next to it. In fact, if we kind of look through these bushes over here, you kind of see, can you see the yellow umbrellas of the pool area? There they are. See them? Yeah. So you have to imagine Ellen on her back fence with the binoculars. I'm just saying. Bought by Petra Ecclestein, who was, I think, 22 at the time, single, young lady.
That's something? A big house for a one-person.
Wasn't married.
Which
house?
Cool. It's in Cooler? Why is it in Cooler? Yeah. I remember that scene.
It needs a new roof.
Oh, in Clueless?
Yeah.
I thought you just like walked by it, like when they would do their walk.
Does someone live in here?
That was my memory of it.
Oh, okay. Does someone live in here or no? Can't hear you. Probably. Or someone. Does someone live in there?
Yes, they do. Someone does live there.
There you go.
Oh, someone live there.
Is she a witch?
They do live there.
I didn't say that. No, he's trying to be like a witch.
Yep,
like a witch
it's a real estate mogul who has the house now. Spends time there.
Oh my God.
Area, you're wondering to yourself, man, I wonder what celebs live down here. They don't. This is an area they wouldn't be caught dead in. This is an area known to the locals as the slums of Beverly Hills. I'm not joking. I'm going to explain why. First, it's going to cost you a lot of money, I'll tell you that much. Ooh, look at the pink Rolls Royce. How hilarious is that? What's going on there?
Take a picture of that. That's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Is that Mary Kay? No.
What is that all about?
Did you get that ginger juice?
It is freaking weird. I'm going to go with your words.
I don't know if I got it.
But you know what is not freaking weird and is just freaking awesome is over here on the left. A Bugatti.
A Bugatti.
Folks, you are looking at a $2.2 million sports car.
Oh, get a picture of that.
It goes over 300 miles an hour on those moments when you are
Bugatti. Everybody's looking at it.
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Whose car is it?
With 2 blonde hotties in my Bugatti.
$2.5 million?
I want to see the guy that gets in the car.
We want to wait till Steve gets in there. Maybe he's just
Look at
leasing
Cartier.
it.
Sir Kobe Bryant famously got the $4 million 8-carat diamond ring when he messed up in Colorado and his wife forgave him.
Where?
So that is the cost of forgiveness, folks, $4 million.
It might be. Yeah, that might be. That's just a picture.
You guys want to get out and shop real quick?
Yeah, can we go shopping?
I don't even think they'll let us into some of these stores. Take my platinum card.
We should have bought some cheese hats to trade.
A cheese head. They could have brought us Packers signed jersey from Best Buy. We could have bartered. This card.
The white is green.
I want to go shopping.
In we go to Rodeo Drive. Right? Pretty shop windows. I always like the displays down here. If you shop at Prada, your wallet will have nada.
I got nada before I even go in there. Coach. Is this where they go shopping and what not to wear?
No, this is at New York.
Oh.
The wrong coat.
Number 13 there. He's over there. He's over there. Fine. It's fine. Did she go by? Yeah. That's good. It's scary. It's scary. Wait till she holds them all up. Is this cool? See, now this is where it gets scary. We're all gonna try to pass her. Uh-oh. Here comes Michael. Do they tell you to stay to the right if you want people to pass you? I don't know. They show a flag that lets her know that somebody's trying to pass. If that's what she remembers.